Vinod ji, welcome to our YouTube channel Nai Duniya. Viewers, today we are very pleased to present Vinod Kumar Khanna ji, who is a prominent writer. He has written more than 9 books and hundreds of articles in newspapers. He writes on social issues, and today we are going to discuss a very important issue, that is equality of men and women, and how women should be given freedom to study, to be educated, to work shoulder to shoulder with men. I remember what he wrote in a newspaper recently on Women's Day, and that is a thing which I have taken to heart. He wrote in that article on Women's Day that every day should be a Women's Day. That is, women should be respected every day in the same manner as we honor them on the Women's Day. So Vinod ji, you are very welcome to Nai Duniya, and now I will request you to give your views on the education of women, equality of men and women, and also we have this very important occasion of 40 years of martyrdom of 10 women in Iran. There was no special charge on them except that they were educating children, they were studying themselves, they were spreading the ideas of unity and social justice.
Thank you, Anil ji, and I'm grateful that you remembered me on this solemn occasion. Actually, what I write is related to the injustice which is prevalent in society. We say that slavery has gone, but slavery is still there and it exists in pockets. It was rampant since Middle Ages until the onset of 20th century, when slaves were bought and sold in the markets in Lagos and Constantinople. Now women are held in bondage in their own country, in their own homes, and their plight is worse than that of slaves. You have talked about 10 Baha'i women who were executed for demanding freedom to educate their children. I have been deeply touched after I heard about this episode, though it has been almost 40 years. And I was so touched that a poem just flowed out of my pen in honor of those women. The things are not better still in Iran. We know recently there was a lot of agitation, but again that was suppressed. The issue was the same. Before I come to my poem, I would like to say something what the Bible says. The Bible says that after spending 40 days in desert without food and water, when Jesus was challenged by the Satan to turn stones into bread if he was hungry and if he was really the Son of God, then Jesus replied by saying, "Man cannot live by bread alone." But was he speaking literally? No. We need more than food, because we are more than just bodies. We are more than just material beings. What made us come alive was the life that God breathed into us. Since our source of life is from God, bread or physical food alone isn't enough to sustain us. And since Jesus is speaking beyond the needs of the human body, he is referring to the needs of a human being as a whole, consisting of soul and spirit besides body. And since soul cannot live in bondage, freedom is its creed. And so was the freedom creed of those 10 souls who were mercilessly hanged for demanding freedom. Let me come to the poem. Freedom was their creed. Freedom was their need. But were brutally killed for daring to write and read. Living in obsolete regime, since long frozen in time, that didn't like their dream, committed the worst crime. Supported by law of land, with blood on their hands, innocent girls were killed by official murderous band. 40 years have gone. No remorse was shown. Their sisters raising voice, but regime is deaf as stone. Man has reached to moon, may conquer Mars soon, but helpless to stem a tide, let loose by fanatic wounds. With that, the poem ends, but the topic doesn't end. The topic starts from here, because the things are still as bad as these were, or even worse. As the man advances, the bondage of a section, 50% section of humanity, there is no sign of their freedom. That is what I wanted to say at this moment. Thank you very much.
Vinodji, thank you very much for this wonderful comments and the wonderful poem that you have written. And we hope that your message would help in changing the world, and our viewers would think and deliberate upon your comments and your poem and try to make their surroundings better for women. The equality of men and women is a central tenet of the modern world that is accepted by everyone. Women are considered equal to men in all aspects of all professions, education, sports and leadership. However, in many countries this sacred tenet is being violated even in the 21st century, and that is surprising. And women are kept under strict vigilance in their homes. I have seen this with my MA students very recently, where parents would refuse their girls to go to another city to receive higher education or to participate in an international conference. And that has to change, otherwise their fate would never improve. However, many women have recently given up their lives for women's emancipation in Iran, and we saw it 1.5 years back on television, and there were mass protests. But as you said, the persecution of Baha'i women continues, and many of them are in prison. I would just take this opportunity to read the name of 10 women martyrs of Shiraz who were martyred on 18th June 1983, and their names are Mona Mahmudnizhad, who was 17, Ruya Ishraqi, 23, executed along with her mother, Simin Sabiri, 24, Shahin Dalvand, 25, Akhtar Sabet, 25, Mahshid Nirumand, 28, Zarrin Muqimi-Abyanih, 29, Tahirih Arjumandi Siyavushi, 30. Her husband Jamshed Siyavushi was executed 2 days earlier. Nusrat Ghufrani Yalda'i, 46. Her son Bahram Yalda'i was executed 2 days earlier. Izzat Janami Ishraqi, 57, along with her daughter Ruya, 23. Her husband, Inayatullah Ishraqi, was executed 2 days earlier. So we hope this homage to the martyrs would bring a change in the world, and this message to those regimes, as you said, that are so cruel and so conservative towards women, they would start changing. Thank you, viewers, for listening to this small presentation, but we hope the message would change the world in a better way. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Vinod ji.
Thank you.